Jackson Miller never imagined his dry spell would end with a diplomat from the Varellan Empire. She wasn't just gorgeous, she was intergalactically certified flawless. Her skin shimmered like polished pearl steel, her smile hinted at secrets, and her voice purred like starship-grade coolant. She called him sturdy and organically rugged, which, despite sounding like a used pickup truck review, made him feel 10 feet tall. He met her at a diplomatic mixer for species integration, a fancy way of saying alien speed dating. While others mingled nervously, Varaya beelined toward him like she'd already picked out his measurements. "Your symmetry is functional," she'd said, her eyes scanning him like he was a particularly fit livestock. "Your scent denotes low genetic volatility. This pleases me." That night, she studied him, not with conversation, but with what he could only describe as clinical curiosity wearing a miniskirt. She asked if she could observe his mating rhythm. He assumed dancing, so he showed her the electric slide. She took notes. He asked if she was serious about Earth customs. She replied, "I have extensively reviewed your ancient mating archives. The texts of Cosmo and Naked Attraction were illuminating." Jackson didn't know whether to laugh or blush. But when she told him she had selected him for potential bonding, he said yes so fast he almost dislocated his jaw. Over the next 3 weeks, he learned that her culture practiced extreme directness, especially about things that humans usually tiptoe around. Like the time she asked, point blank, "May I inspect your reproductive array before commitment?" He thought she meant his family. She meant his equipment. He spilled his orange soda all over his pants, to which she commented, "Involuntary excitement response. Good sign." Despite her intensity, Jackson fell for her, hard. Her awkward compliments were somehow endearing. She said his facial asymmetry increases approachability. He called it his crooked smile. She made a calendar of ideal coupling windows, based on his sleep cycles and burrito intake. That felt oddly caring. When she finally proposed, she didn't kneel. She produced a contract embedded in a shimmering cube, and a ceremonial band made from regenerative coral that hummed softly when touched. "Let us unite our gene trajectories," she said, her tone oddly romantic for someone who once tried to scan his lower body with a heat gun. Of course he said yes. Who wouldn't want a wife who made spreadsheets for date nights? The wedding was complicated. The ceremony included a vow recital where Varaya recited his genetic markers aloud. Then she declared she would unleash her full potential upon union. Everyone clapped. Jackson grinned. He assumed it was just flowery alien talk for love. He didn't realize she meant biological transformation triggered by first contact. At the post-ceremony dinner, her cousins, tall, horned, and mildly radioactive, clapped him on the back so hard his spine cracked. They congratulated him on surviving the selection phase, saying most suitors didn't make it past pheromone threshold 1. Jackson, too busy trying not to choke on his champagne, smiled weakly. "Yeah, real tough, didn't even break a sweat." Varaya slid closer, brushing her hand across his arm. "Our union will be optimized after the ritual binding tonight. I will initiate the sequence." She leaned in and whispered, "Prepare your vital organ." Jackson blinked. "You mean heart?" She paused. "Oh, that too." He gulped, and not just from the wine. The countdown to the wedding night began. Varaya handed him a 3-page consummation consent form, complete with diagrams and what looked like an escape route, or possibly a mating diagram involving tentacles. Jackson didn't read it. He was too busy wondering if he just married into something big. Very big. She kissed him then, soft, warm, oddly electric. "Tonight I reveal all." Her eyes flickered with inner light. He nodded, dazed. "Same here." If only he'd known what all really meant. Jackson stood barefoot, holding a towel like a shield while his new alien bride calmly activated something called a ritual synchronization grid. The floor shimmered. The lights dimmed. The temperature jumped 5 degrees. Varela stepped onto the pulsing floor with a confident grace that made his stomach drop. Initiation commencing, she said softly, her voice echoing in unnatural harmonics. Remain stable while I undergo phenomenal bloom. He nodded uncertainly. Cool, yeah? I'll stay stable. Her ceremonial robes loosened and slid off like water. Beneath them, her form shifted. Her skin shimmered with bioreactive color. Luminescent lines emerged like circuitry along her back. Then her shoulders trembled, and with an audible snap, four smooth tentacles sprouted from under her arms, unfurling with rhythmic pulses. They glistened. They waved. One gave a polite little wiggle. Jackson's brain froze. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. These are for balance, she said, interpreting his expression. An alternate positioning. He choked on his breath. Alternate what now? The ceremony requires full biological expression. I must reveal my evolutionary state now that bonding is complete. My body adapts to match yours. Your DNA is stimulating. She tilted her head. Did you know you have 78% compatibility with dominant warrior species? Jackson didn't even know if that was good or terrifying. He only knew that one of her tentacles had just reached out and gently touched his shoulder with the firmness of a committed gym partner. He backed up, tripped on the corner of the ritual grid, and landed squarely on the marriage certificate. Your response time is within acceptable mating parameters, she said, pleased. Don't worry. If you seize up, the binding cloak provides traction. But what provides what now? Varela raised her arms. A glowing layer of soft organic material spread from her spine, forming a pulsing canopy over the bed. Reproductive cloak deployed. Moisture absorption at 40%. She turned, smiling. You're doing wonderfully. I haven't done anything yet. Exactly. Zero resistance. Ideal submissive posture. Excellent form. He stood up fast. Look, I think maybe we should talk before anything else unfolds, unravels, or, engulfs me. You wish for verbal foreplay? That can be arranged. No, just human pacing. Maybe start with one tentacle. Ease into the other 9. There are only 7, she corrected. The last one is only used for genetic priming. It hums. He felt faint. This is a lot. It's normal. For my species, this is foreplay. We reach climax at 5th pulse interval. It helps release stored bio-seed from our mating cluster. I'm sorry, bio what from your what now? She moved closer, eyes glowing. You are activating all my sublayers. Even my ancestral memory is tingling. One tentacle snaked toward his lower half. He dodged behind the ceremonial fruit bowl. She frowned. Are you shy? I thought humans enjoyed vigorous display during the ritual phase. I thought this was just ceremonial pillow talk. Not actual tentacle-based calibration. Her tentacles retracted slightly. You're scared. No, I'm startled, confused, and possibly about to discover what multisensory fusion bonding really feels like. She softened. We don't have to initiate full contact right away. But the first cycle must be completed within 12 planetary hours. Otherwise, the transformation reverses and I shed my bloom form. You'd have to start all over. All over? Yes. The full 10 unions. Again. He blinked. 10 sessions? Like 10 dates? 10 seed transfers. For stabilization. Stabilization? Lady, my stabilizer is already trembling. Suddenly the air shimmered. A holographic pop-up appeared over the bed. Cycle countdown, 11 hours 49 minutes and 28 seconds. She smiled. Oh look! The sire timer has begun. His legs gave out. He collapsed onto the bed. The mattress made a soft purring noise. This can't be real. Varela gently brushed his cheek. You're doing so well. The first time is always overwhelming. The second is usually louder. The third often involves backup hydration. He groaned. What happens if I don't know, tap out? She looked genuinely confused. You can't. Galactic marriage law requires full consummation or forfeiture of life insurance bonds. Also, your genetic material has been pre-flagged as elite. Refusal now would trigger suitor trials. Many would fight for you. Oh great. I'm Space Prime Rib. Prime indeed, she whispered, licking her lips. He glanced toward the door. No lock. No way out. The only option was through. He sighed, flopping back dramatically. Fine. Let's make biohistory. She let out a soft, delighted trill. Engaging coupling phase 1, interlock readiness. A soothing hum filled the room. The lights flickered. The reproductive cloak pulsed gently under him. Just relax, she said. You'll love phase 2. What's phase 2? Her eyes narrowed with desire. Phase 2 involves my humming tentacle. He screamed. She kissed him. The timer ticked down. Jackson woke up feeling like he'd been used as the test subject for a jet engine stress test. Every muscle in his body ached in places he didn't even know had muscles. Varela sat beside him, positively glowing. Literally. Her skin shimmered with contentment, her tentacles tucked neatly around her like a smug space cat. You lasted through the full cycle. Most promising, she said. I don't know whether to be proud or call a chiropractor, Jackson muttered. Your seed density exceeded expectations. It registered high viscosity and adaptive motility. I thank you. There will be ceremonies held in your name. You've become a recognized first sire. He sat up, alarmed. I thought this was just a personal thing. What do you mean, recognized? Varela smiled. Galactic Law Section 42.9a. Any being who completes a Varellan first sire contract becomes part of the royal inheritance matrix. You're now legally a consort prince. Wait. Prince? Yes. And the genetic demand will increase accordingly. Many will desire your contribution. We may need to ration you. Before he could respond, the room's security shimmered and opened. A voice announced, You are now under Class 7 Reproductive Protection Order. 6 armored guards stomped in. Their uniforms bore the sigil of House Vyarkalak. One bowed deeply. Consort Prince Jackson, we are here to protect your seed. I don't think that's necessary. Another guard spoke. Enemy brides have already dispatched capture squads. You are a walking fertility relic now. I was a mechanic 3 weeks ago. You're valuable property now. Your plasma signature is trending on galactic matchmaking boards. Varela looked proud. I told you, your body ratio and durable jawline were rare assets. The guards handed him a sash. Wear this at all times. It emits a low-frequency deterrent pheromone. It may prevent at least 40% of unauthorized mating attempts. Jackson stared at the fabric. It smells like wet cinnamon and regret. It's tradition, one guard said. Better than last cycle's deterrent, fermented pheromone pods. Very sticky. As they left, Varela handed him a data pad. Your schedule is filling quickly. Dignitaries want to see you, praise you, and sample you. Sample me? Diplomatically. Some may only request a lock of your hair or a minor saliva donation. Others, more robust engagement. I didn't sign up for galactic breeding contracts. You signed a universal bonding clause. Page 6. Very clear. I was distracted by the glowing coral ring. He paced, hyperventilating. I need a lawyer. Or a priest. Or an off-switch. You are not unhappy, are you? She asked, suddenly softer. He paused. No, just overwhelmed. I was supposed to get married, not become the interstellar version of a top-shelf stud muffin. A ping interrupted. The door reopened. An alien female with blue scales and 8 eyes stepped in. I come bearing gifts and a trial scroll. May I challenge for breeding rights? Jackson paled. I'm married. Yes. And thus the best time to compete for offspring viability. Varela blocked the visitor with a flash of her arm. He is bound to me. And exhausted. I brought my own hydration sachets. Out. The alien grumbled but backed away. This is not over, Earth male. My clan breeds warriors. He turned to Varaya. Please tell me this isn't going to be a regular thing. She shrugged. It may subside after your 5th clutch. Clutch? Just then, a projection flickered to life. It was Earth's Interstellar Liaison Office. Mr. Miller, we've received word of your, reproductive success. Congratulations. Minor issue though, your marriage triggered a sovereign status flag. You're now a Class A diplomatic asset. Try not to get captured or impregnated. I'm the guy who fixed hover bikes. I don't want to be a strategic womb. Well, you are. By law. Also, please avoid starting interstellar conflict via rejection. Maybe just nod politely. Or faint. Varaya handed him a smoothie. Plasma replenishment. You'll need it. I'm not a walking smoothie bar. You have excellent flavor profile. Vanilla cinnamon with subtle pheromone undertones. He covered his face. I miss when compliments were just about my shirt. His datapad pinged again. 2 more suitors. One had already mailed a sample crate labeled Overlux. The other included a photo of a bedroom lined with nutrient baths. I need to disappear, Jackson said. Fake my death. Or join a monastery. They'll find you, she warned. Your scent signature has gone viral. How do I smell from a satellite? You're pungent in a good way. He slumped to the floor. I'm never sleeping again. She lifted him gently, her tentacles brushing his back. I'll protect you. No one will force you into unwanted seating. That's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said to me. She smiled. Welcome to marriage. Jackson stared at his reflection, wearing royal silks and a sash that smelled faintly of synthetic musk. His face looked the same, but nothing else in his life was. Married to an alien. Declared royalty. Hunted for his genetic value like some kind of luxury breeding token. He hadn't even had a decent cup of Earth coffee in 3 days. Varaya stood behind him, watching with unreadable eyes. You are still adjusting. I was adjusting. Then the council sent me a list of approved donation banks. It's ceremonial. No one forces you to donate without consent. Unless you smile in public. That was just gas. I wasn't flirting. They don't know the difference. He sighed. So what now? I stay locked up in your estate while people schedule appointments to smell me? You're not a prisoner. You're my mate. And a beacon. Beacon of what? Overworked hips? Of compatibility. Of balance. Of hope. He turned to her. Why me, Varaya? Why not someone taller, buffer, less prone to stress nosebleeds? You grounded me, she said softly. Other suitors boasted of conquest. You asked if I like spicy food? You laughed when I mispronounced rom-com as rum-com. I changed for you, Jackson. My biology, yes, but also my expectations. That's a lot of weight to put on a mechanic from New Albuquerque. She stepped closer. You're not just a mate. You're a stabilizer. Okay. But can I still be a man who sometimes wants to nap without pheromone alarms going off? Only if I can still be a warrior who sings to your left earlobe when she's happy. They stared at each other. A long pause stretched between them. Finally, Jackson smirked. Fine. I'll stay. But we're renegotiating the whole 10 unions a cycle thing. She tilted her head. Down to 8? 4. With 1 day off for hydration. 6. With shared snacks. Deal. He held out a hand. She clasped it with one of hers, and a tentacle that gently curled around his wrist like a second promise. Just then, the datapad buzzed. Another suitor request. This one offered 2 cargo ships of rare crystals and a personal hover harem. Decline, Jackson muttered. Varaya raised a brow. You didn't even look. I've seen enough. No more sparkly bribes. I've got everything I need. Even if it comes with suction cups. That's prejudice against tentacles. They started it. Another message pinged. This time, from Earth's diplomatic office. A formal invite. Jackson was being summoned to represent humanity at the next Galactic Union Summit as Champion of Compatible Integration. He read it twice. They want me to speak? You've united 2 species, survived 4 trials, and declined 14 suitor traps. You're statistically incredible. He leaned back. I always thought I'd change a carburetor, not galactic history. You changed more than that, she said. You changed me. He looked at her glowing skin, soft but strong, remembering the first time he met her, curious, awkward, strangely beautiful. Now she was still all those things, plus something even more dangerous. His wife. One more message came through. From Varea's mother. It read, Try not to break him. He seems oddly likable. He laughed. Your mom doesn't hate me. She thinks you're durable. That's high praise. Think the council will let us just be? Eventually. Once the hype dies down. Until then, you'll be famous, feared, and fawned over. Terrific. Varea touched his chin. But you'll be mine. He nodded. Always. Even if I have to wear scent-masking socks. They leaned into each other, a quiet moment that felt bigger than any royal decree. Another knock interrupted. A council courier, dropping off a royal reproduction shield, and a guide titled How to Politely Refuse Ovarian Challenges. Jackson groaned. I just want to be a husband, not a galactic fertility mascot. You're both now. That's what happens when humans love too well. He blinked. Wait, this was all because I did too well on the wedding night? Obviously. You activated my final form. I thought that was metaphor. Nope. That was Phase 5. He looked around. The madness. The obligations. The fame. Then back to her. Her warmth. Her fire. Her loyalty. He took a deep breath. You're lucky I like surprises. She smiled. You're lucky I like humans who panic but perform. They held each other, and somewhere in the galaxy, another suitor got rejected. Earth had finally made its mark. And Jackson Miller was its shining, slightly overworked, suspiciously fertile hero.